insane start to a TGSS and just a bounce.
Look at the musical chair action in the penalty box. Chop Chop, as you can see, back on track for United Brisbane. The big girls going up
3 and 4.
Chop Chop is struggling in heavy traffic. Very, very tight defence for United Brisbane.
And they're trying to break up those Victorian blockers, but not having much luck. And now the Chop Chop, the Brisbane Jammer, is sent off again for a penalty.
I believe that was a low blocking penalty there.
So right now we've got 2 Brisbane skaters in the right L penalty box. And the jam is ended.
That is a 3-point jam for the Victorian roller derby. Unfortunately, United Brisbane scored 0 points on that jam.
Well, it's still very early, just the first jam of the game. Brisbane Jam Chop Chop is still in the right L penalty box. And we've got Mad Mel Arena lined up behind the line for Victorian.
Mad Mel Arena starts as a power jam.
She's making her way through that line at the front. While the Victorian blockers are bridging back Chopper, she comes back from the box. And we've got Mad Mel Arena as lead jammer coming around for her first scoring pass while Chop is still on her initial.
Oh, Mad Mel Arena, fantastic on skates.
She is so agile. She's a former artistic skater, and you can really tell the way she skates. Chop Chop still struggling behind a wall of blue.
Mad Mel Arena coming for her second pass.
Coming around on that apex. She's, the nice little backwards turn. And Bianca Scaretta has been sent to the right L penalty box for a penalty. And so does Tambalam Slam get sent to the right L penalty box.
That only leaves a defence of 2 for United Brisbane.
I think you mean for VRDL.
Correct, Strife, thank you.
You're welcome, Mayhem. But now the United Brisbane Jammer has been sent to the penalty box yet again. We may see some fouling out this game. And a balletic move from Mad Mel Arena, coming around backwards on 1 foot, gliding like a swan along that straight. She's coming around for another scoring pass.
And again, Mad Mel Arena, fantastic work on skates.
She makes it look so easy. The United Brisbane Jammer is standing and she's just returned to the track. Oh, now Mel's doing a little side surf around the apex. Almost hot dogging it.
Slaggity Ann coming back off the bench for VRDL. As Chop Chop now makes her initial pass.
And the jam is called. Wow, that was quite a score racked up in that second jam. It is now 35-3 for VRDL in blue. And now in this third jam, we've got Anaconda lined up for VRDL, number 35, against the United Brisbane. Looks like Janosaurus Rex. No, sorry, Brandy Snaps.
Brandy Snaps floating through very heavy traffic, but does come out as lead jammer.
No, Anaconda's come out as lead jammer.
Oh, correct, thank you. It's all happening.
That's
here.
twice, Mayhem.
It is all happening.
What are you doing? And Anaconda cuts through that plaque like a knife through hot butter. She is just doing laps at this point. Brandy Snaps is out. Oh!
XL coming off the bench as well.
And Anaconda is hit to the inside and calls the jam. Score is now 45-3.
This is the first jam for Swoosh Caribou, 138.
For VRDL in the blue and Slaggity Ann in the white for United Brisbane.
Swish, but Caraboom takes the inside, then takes the outside.
Slaggy Ann is still having trouble on that apex. Still behind a wall of blue. But no one's out yet. And she makes it through to become lead jammer. Slaggity Ann for United Brisbane.
Swish Caraboom takes the inside line, not far behind.
She may force that call, but this is still a great victory for United.
Swish Caraboom has speed and he's chasing.
She's looking like she's having a little trouble with her skates, though. I don't know if it's the wheels on the floor or what.
It does look like a slippery deck.
And the call is made. Great chasing by Swish Caraboom to force that call. So it looks like for VRDL on the jammer line, we've got Giles lined up.
Against the United Brisbane's Chop Chop, number 17.
I believe though it's 117.
Bit of a crowd favourite, Chop Chop.
5 seconds is called. Chop Chop pushes her way through, but Giles takes lane 1 and she's through. Quick as that. And Chop Chop gets called for a cut track. It is now a power jam for VRDL. Giles makes her way through on her first scoring pass, easy as.
Some fantastic defense here by Brisbane.
It's just not enough for Brisbane as they try having a 2-2-wall strategy that Victorian easily breaks up.
It does look like Janosaurus Rex will have 30 seconds on the bench as well.
And Giles makes her way around yet again for another scoring pass. Grand slam, 5 points. United pops up to try and contain her.
Chop Chop's coming off the bench and rejoins the pack.
Bloody Laces is trying to play some offense for her, and she gets through with a nice little hop.
Chop Chop took advantage of some of the poor defense there and made her way through on the inside line.
And Giles calls the jam. The score is now 68-3 in favor of VRDL. Brisbane are really going to have their work cut out for them today to try and stop that damaging score runs.
5:05 for Brisbane. Brandy Snaps lining up against
5:05 for VRDL.
Oh,
Mad Melorina. How often do you see that? I wonder if they planned that. Is that a faux pas when you show up to a jammer line wearing the same number as someone else?
Who's going for VRDL?
There is a lot of support in the room for VRDL.
Well, it's not surprising. They are the top-ranked team in Australia, currently ranked number 24 in the world.
And the current victors of last Great Southern Slam as well.
This is true. They brought the trophy with them. Who knows if they'll take it home again? We will find out on Monday. So for those of you watching at home, remember to stay tuned to our YouTube channels, Adelaide Roller Derby and the Great Southern Slam, for all your boutcasting needs this long derby weekend.
And what a fantastic venue this Adelaide Showgrounds is.
Oh, it's terrific. The fact that they've given us so much space for all these great tracks and the vendor village. If you can make it down to the Great Southern Slam next time, folks, please do. All right, the whistle's been called. Jammer's taking a break, taking a moment to figure out what they want to do.
5:05, Brandy Snaps, struggling against some pretty tight defense.
And United Brisbane has been able to keep Mad Mel at bay, too. Oh, it looks like there's a multiplayer called on Miss Stryker for United Brisbane. She's off to the right L penalty box. And Mad Melorina skating backwards. Gets around on the apex, her signature move.
Brandy Snaps gets called for blocking with the head, I believe. She will spend 30 seconds, so it's now a power jam.
A power jam with one blocker down for Mad Mel, and the two Brisbane blockers cannot contain her. VRDL playing passive defense. No, and they're coming up for a quick hit on the outside.
backwards on the outside line. Makes it look easy.
She really does. Miss Striker's returned to the track. Of course, she can't engage the jammer until she's in the engagement zone.
And Brandy Snaps is now out of the box.
So 2 jammers, both on. Mad Mel being contained by demons on United Brisbane, but she's got to let her go, and Mad Mel makes her way around once again.
Brandy Snaps gets forced to the inside track and gets forced to yield behind number 12, Chuck, from the VRDL.
And there's a penny pass.
Oh, I love penny passes.
Oh, can she? Has the penny pass been completed? Yes, it has. But of course, she won't start scoring points until it's on her head. So the pivot, Christy Demons, before she can get that cover on her head, the jam is called.
Sneaky, sneaky, but this time did not work for them.
That was a good strategy, though. When your jammer is tired, sometimes that's just the easiest thing to do, pass that helmet cover. We've got number 711 in the white for United Brisbane, Slaggity Ann, up against Anaconda in the blue, number 35 for Victorian.
Slaggity Ann keeps that jammer star in her head.
Oh, and Anaconda, with her juking abilities, makes her way through. Oh, we have a down skater. Tui Lyon, number 88 on VRDL, has been injured in some way. All the skaters have taken a knee. And it looks like her bench coach, Flamin' Gala, is out there to see how she's doing.
The whole Wavell Showgrounds, track 1, has been silenced.
I didn't actually see what happened in that point. I was looking at the jammer. Did you see, Mayhem, what happened?
No, I missed it. I was looking at the jammer as well.
Yeah. There was a cluster of people right on that inside of turn 1. And somehow Tui ended up on the floor. Well, we hope she's okay. While we have a break from the action, we might mention some of our other sponsors who have, through their largesse, made this event possible. Rod Train provided a huge, badass media truck that is helping us mic all of the games, bring the games to you via camera and
have
streaming.
You seen that truck? We are looking at it right now. It's massive.
It
has
is huge.
Huge TV screen on it, showing all the action from the inside.
Yeah. And the first aiders have come out to talk with Tui. She is conscious. She's talking. The refs are making a protective circle around her. And it's gone very quiet here.
The whole Rydell track, track 1, the Rydell track, is waiting in anticipation for a result to see if she's okay.
The EMTs are bringing a gurney out. That's never a good sign. We really hope she'll be all right. Calamity Mame, her teammate, is soothing her. Quite sobering that something like this should happen so early in the tournament. Let's hope that nothing else like this happens this whole weekend.
It does look like the medics are onto it though. The helmet has been removed. looks like.
There's a huge upswelled support for Tui. It looks like something with her ankle.
She weighs off the gurney and hops back to the bench.
And everyone is clapping in support. And the medics are leaving with their gurney, so that's a good sign that she doesn't have to be wheeled away. She's hopped away. All right, well, some applause is coming through the crowd now. I think everyone is ready to get back to Derby, knowing that Tui Line is being looked after and seen to. And we really hope from all of us at TGSS that she'll be all right and playing later today.
It does look like Swish Caraboom from Victoria is up against
Bloody Laces for United Brisbane in the white. And there was a whistle, and we're not ready to start the jam yet. A little bit confusion there. All right, now we've got it sorted. 5 seconds. Swish Caraboom looking very nonchalant.
Swish Caraboom takes the inside, and he's very, very strong. Trying to push through that defensive wall, and it looks like
Bloody Laces got recycled back, and she's still struggling at the back behind 3 blue blockers.
Swish Caraboom, a lead jammer.
Bloody Laces still on her initial as Swish Caraboom comes up for her first scoring pass. And she cuts through with a quick juke to the outside. 5 points.
Bloody Laces still stuck at the back, pack in traffic. Some fantastic defensive work.
And there's been a star pass. Demons, their pivot is now the jammer, and she's making her way around.
Great tactical work. Bloody Laces stuck in traffic, passes the jammer starter, Christy Demons.
But Swish Caraboom called off the jam before United Brisbane could score any points. The score is currently, as you can see on the bottom of your screen, 97-3. Although you have to give United Brisbane a lot of credit because this is their second ever bout. They played their first ever bout as a team.
And there's a lot of support for Chop Chop lining up to jam. Her old team, Sun State, is loud and proud.
Giles gives Chop Chop a little shove, and she's right up lane 1 and makes it out of the pack.
Chop Chop passes the jam star to the pivot, which is Brandy Snaps, 5:05. Brandy Snaps has to ran it from the back of the pack after being knocked out. She now puts the jammer star on and starts at the back of the pack.
And Giles is on her first scoring pass, trying to make her way through a solid wall of white. United Brisbane forced to bridge. And Victoria recycles Brandy Snaps back as Giles gets through on a scoring pass.
Brandy Snaps having difficulties getting past Janosaurus Rex.
And it looks like the United jammer, Brandy Snaps, has been sent off. I believe it was for use of forearms. No, yes, use of forearms. Giles is through again. Another scoring lap for Victorian Roller Derby League. Now we've got...
The Brisbane penalty box is full. I think we have 3...
We've got the jammer and 2 blockers. We've got Janosaurus Rex and Chop Chop, both in the bin. And it looks like the United Brisbane jammer is about to get released.
Brandy Snaps, 5:05 from Brisbane, out of the penalty box.
What will Giles do? Will she call it? No, I believe she's still on her initial, United. So Giles makes one more scoring lap.
Snaps having troubles getting through.
She's trying. A quick juke to the outside. Oh, she's almost through. Yes, makes it past.
Brandy Snaps not lead jammer. That was her initial pass.
And the jam is called.
Wow, some fantastic roller derby to start with so far. Victoria showing just how strong they really are. And a great effort by Brisbane. I believe this is their second bout ever.
Second bout ever, yes. Their first bout was played in March of this year. They beat the Coastal Assassins Roller Derby League by 218 points.
Ad Millerina lining up on the jammer line for Victoria. She's very strong.
Against Slaggity Ann for Brisbane, jamming. Slaggity Ann has actually made it up ahead of...
Oh, Slaggity Ann with the apex jump on the inside. Lead jammer, Brisbane.
Fantastic. It almost looks a bit more like an apex hop than a jump.
Yeah, we'll go with hop.
Hop, it's an apex hop.
Yeah.
Oh, and Mad Mel takes a crushing hit
Big hit.
from Christy Demons, who recycles her all the way back to the straightaway. That was a great hit by Christy Demons. It was small but effective. And United Brisbane jammer gets hit out and calls the jam from her knees.
Strong defensive jam by both teams there.
And it looks like VRDL has now broken the 100-point mark at 128 to 8 points. United Brisbane with a fantastic effort, scoring another 5 points. They are really having a hard go of it in this game, but they are fighting every jam.
Chop Chop 117 from Brisbane lines up against
Anaconda for Victorian in the blue.
Chop Chop gets forced to the outside and has to yield.
And recycled again. Victoria very good about that. Flame and Gala is telling Anaconda to go around again. Right now, the Brisbane defense is containing Anaconda, but for how long?
Not for very long as Anaconda comes out firing.
Chop Chop gets recycled yet again. She is fighting hard, but it's hard going.
Chop Chop is finally through for her initial pass.
Whoa! Anaconda's helmet comes off. We've got a little bit of confusion on that last jam. It looked a little chaotic. As United Brisbane blocker Dicey took a spill. It looks like some of the tape line has been damaged and they're repairing that real quick.
Brandy Snaps from Brisbane lining up on the jam line.
Against Swish Caraboom in the blue for VRDL. Swish is trying on the outside, juking inside. Both jammers still trapped in the wall. And it looks like the United Brisbane jammer is almost out. Oh, she gets hit out, leaving her all the way at the back.
Was that a little bit of friendly fire from Brisbane?
Didn't notice. And Swish Caraboom gets sent off for a cut track to the right L penalty box.
Brandy Snaps.
And that was a very short-lived power jam as Brandy Snaps also gets sent off for a cut track. She's shaking her head. She's not happy about that, but she's smiling.
Swish Caraboom been released from the penalty box.
And, of course, Brandy Snaps will be out very quickly herself. They're keeping that pack moving, Brisbane. Swish Caraboom's trying to make her way through a two-wall of Janosaurus Rex. Oh, who goes down? And Swish Caraboom gets through.
Brandy Snaps back on track after a 30-second penalty.
She's making her way around back to the back of the pack. Swish Caraboom up against Janosaurus Rex, and she falls down. She gets back up quick, though.
Fantastic defensive work by Victoria enables Brandy Snaps to be knocked outside.
The United Jammers have to be tired. It is really tiring to get recycled like that. Another hit against Swish Caraboom from Thumpalina. Gave her a bit of a thump, but she manages to get through, and Swish Caraboom is coming around for yet another scoring pass.
Very, very tight defensive work by Victoria. Brandy Snaps has no options.
And she's getting recycled back by Tambalam Slam. Swish makes it through the pack once again.
Brandy Snaps getting smashed around.
And jam is called. Or the jam ended. Actually, I don't believe it was called. I believe it ended naturally. We're currently at 150 to 8.
Salagity Ann lining up for Brisbane, number 711.
She's in the white top, and in the blue top for Victorian Roller Derby League, we have Giles, number 10. Giles, formerly known as G-Banger, now skating as Giles. Oh, a bit of confusion at the start of this jam.
Which is very disappointing for me, Strife. I love saying G-Banger on track.
One of the great things about being a commentator is saying some of these fantastic names. And that is, I believe that's halftime.
Is that halftime already?
I believe so. Unfortunately, from where we're sitting, we don't have the greatest view of the scoreboard, folks.
You can't see the scoreboard, can you? They were going to move it forward, and they should do that. Halftime.
That is halftime. Well, Mayhem, what do you think of that first half so far?
Oh, fantastic work by both teams. The defensive work of Victoria is absolutely second to none. You can understand why they are the current champions.
Yeah, it's really tough to get past. Not only do they make it really hard to get past their blockers, but they also are recycling people. They're recycling jammers back over and over again, and that is really tough work. I know when I jam, I like to say I can either do laps or I can take hits, but I can't do both because they're just so tiring. Well, we're going to take a break. The camera will still be on, just so you know the stream is still going. And come back in a few minutes, grab some popcorn, run to the loo, grab a soda, and we will see you back here for half 2 of this first game on track 1 at TGSS.
You're magnificent.
What?
You are magnificent.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh.
You're fantastic. I'm still a bit slow with the names because I don't know the skaters. It's like, oh man, like,
I don't know the Brisbane skate. I just know the VRDL skaters. Thank you. Well, my high school boyfriend was an announcer.
oh really?
For high school college football. I mean, New York. It wasn't like Texas, but
Yeah.
he used to call games, and I would just listen to him. And
Fantastic.
so, yeah.
I found actually some of the times I was actually got caught away listening to what you were saying. I was like, oh yeah, I'm here too.
Seriously.
Yeah.
I should throw it to you. The reason I wanted the thing is I remember there was a thing in here about
Down skaters.
Yeah, and
I was going to go through the thing, but I didn't think it was the sponsors.
Well,
But I didn't want to do that while there was a down skater. I wasn't sure.
I didn't want to do too many.
Yeah.
I said like one, but yeah, player injuries. Assault golf course, yeah. Who the skater was, which night we saw it, which stuff happened. Okay. Alright, I think we did most of these.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay if you sponsor very well. Yeah. Cool. Well, we get the criterion from the cast.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I didn't feel like we did anything
No,
too
I thought we handled that all right.
Yeah.
No, by actually not saying much, it gives them more gravity to the situation.
Well, yeah, you can't just sit there chattering
Yeah.
away while someone's
Yeah.
it's sort of friction.
Yeah.
How you going, guys?
Yeah, really good.
Fun?
It is. It's a little. You can't really see the scoreboard. It's the only problem. I might tell them that if this table moved up, like I can crane my head and just see it from here. And they have
Yeah, I can't see it.
And it's weird because the people at home can see it, of course. Yes.
Nice leg, shame about
And
the
bow tie. Did you tie that bow tie
And tie.
yourself?
Hey, look
Yes,
out.
sir. You just need a pipe, a meerschaum pipe.
And I left my pipe at TGSS 2 years ago. I just quit smoking, so I was walking around all weekend with this pipe in my mouth.
I'm surprised they haven't made electric, like vape pipes.
Yeah.
With the old-fashioned pipe, but it's a vape.
Seriously, I'd be back into smoking like that.
But like,
I would.
Sherlock Holmes style.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, because it's taped down, so they gotta do it.
I'm just going to go have a look at the feed and see what they see.
All right, and welcome back for the second half of this first bout on track 1 at TGSS in beautiful downtown Adelaide, South Australia, Australia. I'm This American Strife, being joined presently by my boutcasting partner, Mr. Mayhem.
Hello, welcome back, Strife.
How are you doing, Mayhem?
Magnificent. Welcome back to all those fantastic people at home.
We hope you got your popcorn and a drink and are settled down nice and comfy for this second half. As you can see, the score is currently 150-8 in favor of the team in blue, Victorian Roller Derby League from Melbourne, Victoria, playing against United Brisbane Derby League in white. This has been a tough first half for United Brisbane.
Slaggity Ann from Brisbane in white on the jam line.
We've got Slaggity Ann in the white for jamming for United Brisbane against Mad Melorina, 505, doing her signature little turnaround and backward skate on the apex, and she's through to make lead jammer.
Slaggity Ann still getting stuck in that Victorian defense.
Yep, a 3-wall of blue is keeping Slaggity Ann behind while Mad Mel makes her way up lane 1, tries to do an apex jump, managed to get through anyway, past Thumpalina, who could not contain her.
Slaggity Ann still stuck in traffic and gets forced to the inside track.
And she's been recycled again. She looks tired, unfortunately. She would be. There's been a lot of jammer recycling going on. United Brisbane gets Mad Melorina down. She's given a signal to her team there.
Slaggity Ann struggling still. She gets forced to the inside track.
Mad Mel's looking tired as well. She's trying her work on the apex, as she likes to do, and then cuts into lane 1 to make it through for a scoring pass.
Slaggity Ann struggling.
And it looks like there's star pass again for United Brisbane. I think that's what they're trying to do to conserve their jammers' energies. Mad Mel's been knocked down, and it looks like the United Brisbane jammer has been sent off with a cut track. And she's lost both of her helmet covers.
So that is now the jammer from Brisbane in the penalty box.
Christy Demons. Now, I'm not sure if she can do that. She's given the helmet cover back to her bench. I believe the pivot helmet cover is supposed to go under the jammer one if it was a panty pass. Mad Melorina is forced out of bounds. She decides to call the jam instead of getting recycled. That's the thing about having lead jammer. It's entirely up to you when to call the jam. For those of you who are new to roller derby, you'll see the lead jammer put her hands on her hips a couple of times. When she taps her hips like that, she's finishing the jam. VRDL in blue starting with a power jam with Anaconda number 35. Lined up against 4-on-4, full team bench. Full team defense for both teams.
Christy Demons getting ready to come out of the penalty box.
VRDL are bridging her back, and Anaconda is lead jammer.
Christy Demons comes out of that penalty box and is now back on track.
Both jammers just about the same spot, but Anaconda makes her way through. Christy
Demons gets forced to the outside and once again is recycled to the back of the pack.
VRDL are so quick and so smooth at doing that. They know exactly where they need to be. They work together so well as a team. Christy Demons still struggling at the back of the pack. Anaconda through on lane 1. Another scoring pass.
For those of you watching at home, Victorian defense, fantastic textbook stuff.
Anaconda knocked out on the straight by United Brisbane, and she has to go back. And another panty pass. United Brisbane are doing a lot of these. Christy Demons, now the jammer, but the jam is called off by Victorian before she can score a point.
United Brisbane does look tired. They are struggling against this serious defensive pressure.
One thing TGS did not have to struggle with was their AV equipment, which was donated to them by Light Audio Visual, one of our gold sponsors. Thank you for discounts on AV and lighting gear to help us make this fantastic Derby tournament a reality. Swish Caraboom for Victorian in the blue is now the lead jammer. And the United Brisbane jammer in white is still struggling on her initial pass.
It is Bloody Laces jamming for Brisbane on this.
Swish Caraboom comes around on the outside. It's like there wasn't even anyone else on the track with her. Bloody Laces still struggling.
Bloody Laces gets hit to the outside.
Falls down, and she's got to run back for a recycle. And it looks like Swish Caraboom, Victorian jammer, is being sent off with a forearms call to the Rydell penalty box, where she's going to join her teammate, blocker Perky Hanna. Not Blocky, she's a blocker, but her name's Perky.
Bloody Laces trying to use a size to force her way through, but does get forced to the inside and has to start at the back of the pack.
And her teammate Lucas is going to try and play some offense. She makes it through.
Fantastic work. There was a gap created, and she fell straight through it. Bloody Laces not lead jammer.
Swish Caraboom is looking for some guidance from... It looks like she ran out the clock to get Perkinana out of the box and then called off the jam.
Bloody Laces did not have enough time to score any points. There seemed to be a tactic that worked, using a bigger jam with Bloody Laces with a bit more strength.
Able to knock through the Victorian walls a bit better, yes.
That is right, yes.
Well, our score is 204-8. United Brisbane is fighting hard, but they are having a really tough time trying to get through those walls of blue. So we've got Slaggity Ann jamming again in the white for United Brisbane against Giles in the blue for Victorian.
It does look like a sneaky jammer, just a sneaky star pass there from...
No, I don't believe there was a star pass. Slaggity Ann is through for lead jammer, and the crowd goes wild. A nice little pirouette from Giles, and she's around, but she's not lead.
Slaggity Ann coming up against the pack.
Runs straight into a two-wall. Bianca Scaretta for VRDL. Another blocker I couldn't see. She gets a couple points and calls it off.
Great skating by Giles, taking the inside line on one skate.
And she's very happy with that. The crowd is really cheering United Brisbane. When you've got a game going the way it's going, you learn to, cheer for any little victories you get, and she was very happy with those points. 4 points for United Brisbane, now has 12 against 204 for Victorian.
And it's great to see the crowd get behind the underdog too.
Looks like we've got Christy Demons
against 83 Crystal Mess jamming for her first jam of the day.
But Mad Melorina for Victoria gets through. Lead jammer on the apex gets knocked out, and she's being recycled. Looks like Brisbane is using Victorian's tactic against them.
Christy Demons gets knocked to the outside and does have to start at the back of the pack.
And United Brisbane is down one blocker, the pivot, who gets sent to the Rydell penalty box. Calamity Mame making it very tough for Crystal Mess, excuse me. Crystal Mess not getting through because Calamity Mame has got her trapped.
Brisbane look like to be concentrating on helping out their jammer, however, that leaves a massive gap for Victoria to get straight through once again. Apex jump. Look
at that apex jump by Mad Melorina. She is like a ballerina on skates, hence her name, I think. And United Brisbane can't get their wall together in time to contain her, and she makes yet another scoring pass.
Champagne Derby here by Victoria.
Champagne Derby, that's a term I haven't heard yet. That's a good one. Oh!
Speaking of Champagne Derby.
That was just like champagne with a strawberry in it. That beautiful little pirouette.
Wow.
She makes it look so easy, Mad Mel.
Magnificent to watch.
Even when she's just going right up lane one on a straight.
She doesn't even look tired. She must be using the Isogenics complete simple nutrition system.
That she could be. I hear Olympic gold medalist Natalie Cook and Jana Pittman use it to lose body fat, gain lean muscle, and boost performance. We don't know if Mad Melorina actually uses it. Oh, and it looks like she's had a hit to the face. She's not happy about that. And United Brisbane blocker Miss Stryker gets sent off to the Rydell penalty box for that. Mad Mel calls the jam. No points for United Brisbane on that one, on that jam. So the score is 239-12. Some of the other sponsors we have at TGSS, the largest derby tournament in the world: Suitcase Photography, Green Monster Roller Sports, Radar Wheels, and Faster Skates. There's a power jam with Anaconda, number 35 in blue for VRDL. Crystal Mess, the white jammer for United Brisbane, is just standing.
Crystal Mess does look ready to go.
Anaconda fights her way through Janosaurus Rex to make it around to be lead jammer.
Victoria just bridging there to make sure Crystal Mess starts way behind the action.
Anaconda's through once again on a scoring pass, 5 points.
Crystal Mess looked like she got through, but I do believe she got knocked to the inside of the track. And I thought she might have got through then.
Well, she wanted to avoid a cut track, so she very intelligently crawled off and then got up inside, or out of bounds on the inside to avoid a cut track. She still can't make her way through that four wall in a diamond formation from Victoria. Another 5 points for Anaconda.
Anaconda quickly makes her way to the back of the pack again, looking for another 5 points. And she's through on the outside, makes it look easy.
Right on lane 4. She is a speed demon.
Grand slam, Anaconda.
I had the privilege of skating with Anaconda when I first started out at my league, where she was our star jammer, Northside Rollers. She was inspirational, I'll tell you.
Oh, strength by Anaconda running through that white wall. Makes it look easy and comes back for another grand slam.
Crystal Mess is still up, and she's trying to do a star pass. And the star pass goes to Janosaurus Rex.
Janosaurus Rex has strength.
She is a girl with some strength. Oh, but the pivot helmet cover falls on the track. She is now the jammer. She's not lead jammer, of course. Once the star passes. Oh, and she picks it up very neatly. Very nice little bit of skating there.
Well, I'm interested to see how Janosaurus Rex takes this pack of blue. And she takes it with...
Doesn't get any points, though.
No, but she's strong. She made it through. But
she is.
After the facts.
That might be a good strategy for United, to pass her the panty once she's already in the pack. We'll see if they do it again. Slaggity Ann, number 711 in white, lining up on the jammer line.
Against Caraboom, Victoria. Caraboom.
Swish, Caraboom. Slaggity Ann going straight up lane 3, but gets recycled by Chuck on VRDL. Smash and Pop's not quite sure where to go.
Swish Caraboom also gets stuck in a little bit of wide traffic.
She's behind Bloody Laces, who's managing to contain her, but no, she gets through and she's lead jammer. United Brisbane is down a blocker as
Slaggity Ann gets recycled to the back of the track as well. Slaggity Ann takes off the Jam Star.
Bloody Laces played some nice offense there, broke up the blue wall. And another star pass. So the jammer panties now goes to 117 Chop Chop, their captain. United Brisbane's captain is now the jammer.
Brisbane United do look tired, and they do look to be sharing jammer duties quite well. Slaggity Ann gets sent to the outside track, and there's a penalty.
Chop Chop is sent to the right L penalty box.
Slaggity Ann gets sent for a cut track penalty. 30 seconds to think about what she's done before she can return back on track.
She was naughty. She's got to go sit down. Swish Caraboom makes it through for another 5 points.
Swish Caraboom loves the crowd cheering.
She is a crowd favorite. Oh!
Big hit. Swish Caraboom hits the deck and calls the jam.
Well, what happened was she tripped over, it looked like Dicey's leg, went down, and a United Brisbane blocker tripped over her, and Swish Caraboom is holding her shoulder. Looks like a bit of pain. She got called for a low block, so she is now in the right L penalty box. She loses her lead jammer status because of that penalty.
And Chop Chop returns to Victoria, making...
She has to go all the way back to turn 3 to come back in for a power jam. But the jam ends naturally at the 2-minute mark, and she's unsuccessful. No points for her. Leaving the score at 287 for Victoria against United Brisbane, still on 12.
It is so fantastic to see so many people in the crowd cheering for their favourites.
And I think quite a few people are cheering for United Brisbane just because they want to see him put a few more points on the board. They've only had 3 scoring jams this whole game so far.
Brandy Snap starts with a power jam.
Lucas and Demons trying to play some offense. Doing a sweep from the outside to the inside. They're keeping Skate Bush at the back. She's one of their best players, so if they can keep her back, their jammer might get through. Brandy Snaps is still struggling on the apex, though.
Very, very tight defense. Very strong defense by Victoria.
What happens when an irresistible object meets an immovable wall? Fantastic! United Brisbane gets through. Brandy Snaps, the jammer, is lead jammer, and she is really happy about that. She's cheering, the crowd's cheering.
The crowd goes wild. The crowd loves a little bit of Brandy Snaps.
She had a little apex, a little straightaway hop on the line there. And it looks like Skate Bush is the jammer for Victorian.
Skate Bush does make it through, but the crowd is focused on Brisbane. Brisbane calls off the jam and looks very happy with themselves.
Look, that Brisbane bench is very pleased. So let's see how many points they got on the board for that one. Looks like they got another 5 points, bringing them up to 17. Like I said, it's those small victories. When you're up against a team that is that much stronger than you, you try and get as whatever you can get. Any point you can get on the board is an achievement. So it looks like Giles is back out for Victorian against Slaggity Ann, who's been jamming a lot. Must be tired, but she's fighting.
Slaggity Ann comes up against that defense. Once again, Victoria. And for you young kids watching at home, this is the way to play. For underage Derby Rage, you can also join up and become one of the stars of the game.
Well, that's the logo, the motto of Little Adelaide Rollers, South Australia's only junior roller derby league. So if you're in South Australia and you want to play derby and you're a junior, check out Little Adelaide Rollers.
Slaggity Ann still stuck at the back of the pack.
Well, Giles makes it through for another scoring pass.
Slaggity Ann finally makes it. Oh, I thought she made it through, but she does get knocked to the ground.
Now, she got knocked to the ground, but it didn't look from this angle like she went out.
It does look like.
But she thought she did, so she's playing it safe. It's actually only if your skates go out. And it looked like her skates were still in bounds, but she's decided to play it safe.
Giles from VRDL got called for back blocking. I believe that's why Slaggity Ann got knocked to the ground.
Ah, and Giles is in the right-L penalty box for 30 seconds. United Brisbane's blocker has been sent off. Chop Chop, their captain. She's been sent off to the penalty box. And the Victorian pivot has been sent off as well. Chuck, number 72, sitting in the right-L penalty box. And Victorian Jammers Giles is through on another scoring pass. Breaks through that white wall easily.
It's very tight at the back of the pack.
This has been a really hard game. They've taken a lot of hits, United Jammers. They've been recycled a lot. Really takes it out of you.
Hey, I see Janosaurus Rex putting on a pivot helmet cover. I am going to call this one as a penny pass to Janosaurus Rex to break through the pack.
You might be right. Let's see if that happens. We've got the two 505 jammers lined up again. Mad Melorina and Brandy Snaps. Well, it looks like there's been a pause in the action.
VRDL look to have seen Janosaurus Rex with the helmet cover on, and I reckon they are onto it as well. Interesting jamming tactics coming up.
We'd also like to give a shout out to Hague's, one of our bronze sponsors, supplied us chocolates to feed those hungry derby hordes. South Australian chocolatier icons, purveyors of glucosal and cocolicious wares to feed the herd. We'd also like to thank the lunch lady, who have some of the food supplies here at the Adelaide Showgrounds. One Stop Print, the official printer for TGSS, and Nikki Wallace Designs, who did all the graphic design that you see for our logos.
And while we're talking about sponsors, the VRDL bench is looking fantastic. VRDL skaged, unmatched quality, unmatched performance by VRDL.
This jam is starting with VRDL down a blocker. Chuck is still in the penalty box. Mad Mel is lined up about 12, 15 feet behind the jammer line, while Brandy Snaps is right on that line.
We are still in the official timeouts. This is the... looks like we're about to rock and roll.
All right, the score is 307-17.
Righto, Brandy Snaps, look out for that penny pass. Genosaurus Rex.
Mad Melorina took a run up, didn't work. Brandy Snaps is trying to come around on lane 4, but looks like there's been a cut track called. Cut track called on Brandy Snaps, the white jammer for United Brisbane. And Mad Melorina, she's around on a scoring pass, and she's for her first scoring pass, and she's getting some reaction from the crowd. A nice little pirouette.
Mad Melorina playing to the crowd is what I like to see.
She is a crowd favorite.
Yeah, she's getting the crowd involved.
She's giving herself a round of applause, and she deserves it the way she skates.
Brandy Snap standing out in that penalty box, ready to go.
Now Victorian are trying to stay behind and keep that pack there so that United Brisbane has to bridge.
Brandy Snaps out of the penalty box, comes to the back of the pack.
Mad Melorina gets past Christy Demons, to make it around. And Brandy Snaps is around. She's going to start her first scoring pass. If Mad Melorina doesn't call off the jam, that is.
Brandy Snaps is skating hard. She's quick.
And Mad Melorina does a little transition and a quick transition and calls off the jam.
Brandy Snaps gets 2 points. The crowd goes wild.
2 points. The United Brisbane bench is really happy about that.
And so is Brandy Snaps. Look at the smile on the face.
Yeah, well, that's what Derby is about. You know, it's a lot of hard work, and sometimes you lose and sometimes you win. Sometimes you lose by a lot of points. I've been on that side of it too. But as long as you're having fun, you're doing something right. And I think that looks like close to the end of the game. We have an unofficial final. 321 to Victoria for 19 for United Brisbane. We're just waiting for the officials to confer to see if this is an official final.
It's great to say so many of the other leagues come in support. Everyone makes it to the suicide line.
UBRD looked pretty happy. I think they knew coming into this that they'd have a really tough competition in VRDL. And they played really hard. You could see it in every time they recycled back, every hit. They tried their best.
Victoria taking their lap of honour.
So this is an official final.
It's good to see the crowd. It's good to see the crowd showing the love.
For both teams, for all the skaters. Because they work really hard. And this being TGSS, there are more than likely quite a few Derby skaters in that audience themselves, and they know exactly what it's like. And Tui Lyon is hopping around her lap of honor. Good on you, Tui.
Good on you, Tui.
Bandage streaming from her foot, but she's smiling and she's up and cheering. Let's hope that her ankle heals enough to let her play sometime later in this tournament.
And here comes United Brisbane on their lap.
They're getting big cheers from the crowd. They played with heart and they played with honor. And it doesn't matter what the score is as long as you do that.
United Brisbane's got a lot of fans in the crowd. They do have Sun State, which have a couple of their old teammates. There's a couple of teams from Cairns over there giving the Queensland support as well.
Sure. Got to go for the regional affiliation.
Well, if this is game one of day one on track one, What do we have coming up? Fantastic to see.
Well, we have Victorian is going to be playing another game later today. And you know that would tire out most teams, but something tells me Victorian is going to be able to make that okay.
This is what we like to see. Thank you very much for tuning in to you lovely people. It's nice to be in your lounge rooms.
Yes, thank you so much. We hope to see you on our other YouTube streaming channels, Adelaide Roller Derby and the Great Southern Slam. Take care and tune in next time.
This is Mr. Mayhem signing off.
And this is This American Strife.